Spacestation Gaming taking on Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses 1-0 after last week, and SSG still hunting down that first victory here in Season 7, James.
Yeah, and just looking on Twitter, you could see the disappointment from Spacestation. They felt like they let a lot of people down, let their fans down by allowing G2 to get back into that series and eventually winning that series. So Spacestation, they looked fantastic. They just struggled to close it out. And now EG, like Lawler was saying, this is a battle for that top 4 position. And, I think, this could be that deciding series that we have in a season that can really start solidifying that position.
Last week, we saw EG struggle. We saw that match was crazy. It was strange. It was bizarre. A lot of weird things happened. Now they have a chance to set things straight. Like, this is the sort of way we like to play. Corrupted G did pretty well. Classics had his moments.
Yeah.
Drippe even had his moments, but they didn't play well as a team.
Well, I thought they did play pretty well.
You think so?
I think so. I think that, the thing that I love about EG is the fact that they're always using teamwork to their advantage, whereas it's similarly to Spliced. A team like Cloud9, so good individually. I think EG is a team that uses bumps, uses demos, and uses communication to really play effectively. So I think that's what I'm going to be looking for, especially is that physical game.
Yeah.
To see if that comes into play.
The bumps and demos last week were absolutely wonderful. So in that regard, as team played, EG was definitely there, and it's something that Space Station needs to watch out for, and it's something for our viewers to watch at home. Watch for EG getting up in Space Station's face. We'll see if Space Station has a way to deal with it. So we get game number way. Number way?
Number one. Oh,
number way under 1. Yes, let's get number 1 underway here with Space Station in the orange, Evil Geniuses in the blue. On DFH, AXB up early on, looking for the shot, doesn't find it. Typical puts it off the crossbar and down. Classics over to the side as Sathu comes in for the follow-up, back out to a teammate. AXB with another shot, and Corrupted G can't quite get there. Fast action from Space Station.
Yeah, it's just extreme pressure immediately out of the gate. And, after that first crossbar hit, I could just feel Gibbs saying, Space Station really needs to start hitting their shots. They're always hitting this crossbar, and then the immediate follow-up, AXB getting the goal. So a strong start.
They didn't get punished too heavily for the hit on the crossbar there, as they've managed to find the goal. So things will stabilize. Demolition from AXB. Typical drops it underneath 1. Classics now in as Sathu will look into the midfield. His teammate rotated out of the front area of the box. AXB will not be there for the follow-up shot as Corrupted G now beating him in the backfield all the way into the corner with Classics in the midfield to work with. Drippe will rotate in. The challenge goes very neutral, and Sathu will win it through the front line and all the way back into the blue corner.
Oh, and now a side flip there from Corrupted G. This could set up a counterattack here for Typical if he can get the double, but he didn't.
Classics with a nice clear. Sathu drops this down. It'll be Corrupted G over towards Classics looking for another shot as nobody is actually set up in net to deal with it, but Classics was not able to find the ball. It'll be Typical versus Drippe. The ball pops out to midfield. Classics now into the mid, looking for Corrupted G. AXB gets a pass to Sathu, challenging AXB, looking for a shot, but the ball stays nice and high on the backboard. Typical will rotate in, drop another one into the box. This one's met by Drippe up by the ceiling corner.
Yeah, and Sathu, even on those previous attacks, he was just going for those bumps on the defenders, making them take different paths to the ball. So that was what was making it awkward for him. So, if you're looking at physicality, I'd give that check mark over to Space Station Gaming, at least for the start of this one.
Now we see Classics looking for demos, but not finding any on that drive. And now Space Station back down again. AXB finds a shot, but it's just a bit wide. This ball will be loose all the way back to the orange half. Typical waits for it, beats Corrupted G, and finds a long shot. No way. This one was on target and 2-0 lead now for Space Station.
Yeah, this one, a little bit of a strange goal here. You see the pinch, actually, between Corrupted G and Typical. You don't see many goals like that. That was a strange one.
It's about as long of a goal as you could possibly have, too.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate for EG, but if you're a Space Station Gaming fan, you'll take them.
Corrupted G challenging following kickoff. Drippe keeps this one in the orange. Pass Typical now. AXB on the wall will take it away and then beats Classics as well. Corrupted G will stall out play for a bit and then win another challenge. AXB demolished in the backfield. Classics comes flying in, looking for Corrupted G on the side, finds the shot, crossbar and down. It's a bit loose. Can Typical get there? No, it'll be Drippe to put it in, and Evil Geniuses is on the board.
And that was their first shot here, was the shot from Corrupted G. And again, crossbar, but look at Classic just taking out that player on the goal line, Drippe, coming in to finish this one up. But that was back, multiple demos in a short period of time for Classics, and some a good response from EG getting back into this one.
Yeah, wait for Classics to find Corrupted G on the far side. Not an easy pass play and not an easy shot for Corrupted G, but they managed to convert it on the rebound. And now a 1-goal game crossing halftime.
And one thing that it seems like is going to be a certainty in EG series is that there will be a lot of demos on both sides of the ball. Although right there, a little bit of confusion. Classics and Drippe both going for that one.
Well, the shot was on target, and Space Station is forced to fall back and play defense. The double commitment won't be punishable. The Corrupted G taking that one away from Classics. The ball stays in the blue here as Sathu now onto the backboard looking for Sipical. Drippe will add some speed to it, gets it all the way to the corner. Damage a bit done here is AXB in the midfield, trying to win challenges. It pops up high. Classics is there first. Another demolition, and this one will be Sipical off the backboard to get it away. Corrupted G tries. AXB shuts him down in the midfield. Stripping now with the dribbles. Past one, can't get it past two as Sipical puts it back out to midfield, and Corrupted G, all he can do is stall it. Now 2v1, Sipical out to Sathu. The fake will go in, and that's a 3-goal game.
How intentional was this? Well, we'll take another look at it, but this was a 2v1 situation, which is going to be difficult regardless. And you see Classics trying to block the shot from Sathu, but Sipical, he'll get credit for it because both of them just miss. So, I mean, that was either a 200 IQ play for Sathu or a fortunate whiff.
I'll give him the 200 IQ play.
Either way, Space Station Gaming, it was a fantastic opportunity being 2v1 anyway, and they convert.
This one looking good as Classics moving up. Corrupted G on the far side, and now Drippe on the other side as well. Solid offensive push there, sent away by the defense. Space Station holds on. AXB now all the way down. Classics out of the corner, Corrupted G, demolishing Sipical. Sathu takes up. Here comes AXB, a little bit too far up. That'll leave Sipical in the back. Can he play defense by himself? Classics breaks his axle, sends it in, and a 1-goal game again.
Now with just about a minute left on the clock, and you can see a bump there of Classics on AXB, and then just forcing it through. Just a brute force hustle play from Classics. And just under a minute left, EG able to bring this one back in.
50 seconds remaining. Sathu leaves it for Sipical. A carry over the top of one. Can Drippe make this one out? It's off the post, but then can they come on in? Oh, no boost was there for Space Station. Sathu tried to scream on in and keep that lead back up to 2, but it doesn't happen. As Sipical now into the corner. AXB lurked in front of the box. He's got 2 players to deal with. Neither one going to make contact. Drippe will send it away. Corrupted G pick up boost, but kind of occupies the corner. Makes the play confusing as Evil Genius is looking to tie up the game with 23 seconds remaining. Sathu comes in, drops it into the box. An excellent setup, a difficult shot. Yeah. Another 2-goal margin.
And I just love seeing the hustle from AXB. Not only did he get the 50-50 win at midfield, but he chases the ball down, gets that ball out into the middle for Sathu, all while trying to get in the defender's way. All around, a great play from AXB.
Drippe now to the corner. 17 seconds left. Corrupted G needs to hit the shot, and it won't happen. AXB gets a nice lofter all the way down. Classics behind 1, but with 10 seconds left. The time is just not there for Evil Geniuses in game number 1. Sathu will put one more on target and in to be the nail in the coffin. Space Station Gaming start this series off right.
And there's awards being given out. It's cash, Golden Striker. So these teams are going to put every opportunity to get a goal, every opportunity they can, they're going to try to put it in. Sathu doing just that, and Space Station just dominating in game 1.
Absolutely, and the ball will touch, and it will be Space Station with a win here. The beginning of our best of 5. We can actually keep this one alive. They're doing a good job keeping it away from the ground. Classics keeping it up as well. Respecting the golden rule of Rocket League. Sathu now over to Sipical. Can they get this shot all the way down? Put one more in. AXB back out. It won't happen this time. Space Station take the win there. And I agree with one of your points. You're bringing up AXB. It was one of the things I was most impressed with this roster last week was AXB's ability to control the midfield and get the ball to his teammates. He wasn't necessarily the one doing all the scoring, but he was assisting his team in a very instrumental fashion, and he continues that here in week number 2.
Yeah, and that can't go understated. You see here he does have 2 assists. So, only 3 out of the 5 goals assisted for Space Station, but AXB, he is one of those players that can make a difference just from always taking good challenges. And it was something that we talked about a lot with Fireburner in the past. You know, we say 50-50s aren't 50-50s for Fireburner. They're 90-10s because he's so good at winning them. And AXB, he was just embodying that in the midfield. And even in the last goal that we saw with Sathu, just the hustle, winning the challenge, chasing the ball down, knowing when you shouldn't turn and get out and try to get some more boost. He stuck with it, got that ball out to Sathu, and it was another easy goal for Space Station. So, you know, AXB fitting in his role quite nicely, and Space Station comfortably taking game one.
Absolutely. They were able to put up 9 shots against Evil Geniuses, and Gibbs was talking about this on the desk. This was an issue we saw G2 facing of just allowing too many shots in this situation. The scoreboard also reflects that. Right now, Evil Geniuses has got to find a way to get the ball down and score. They had a few good drives there, but it just was not enough. The defense is not bailing them out. They've got to be stronger on the offense.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen, or like even in that game, it took them a long time to even register 1 shot on goal. The first shot that we saw them even have on the score sheet was the one that Corrupted G hit the crossbar, and Drippe finished it off after the Classics demo. So we will definitely need to see more offensive firepower from EG, and we'll see if their strategy changes up. You know, they do rely on demos quite a bit on the offense to help get them those opportunities to score.
Classics on his own backboard. Carried out to midfield. Now Corrupted G. Trying to make contact. It'll be AXB who's got it all the way back down. Taps it across the box. It's a bit high. Across the field to Sipical. No contact made. Corrupted G will carry it out. AXB now in the corner again, underneath the offense. This one going towards the box, a bit high. Sipical will carry it to the corner once more, but Corrupted G comes in and Classics lurks in the midfield looking for opportunity. Sathu gets it away. Drippe's got him red. Classics still there. As he pushed up far, this one taken away, but a rough touch from Sathu sends it back into his own corner. AXB will be able to try and get it back to midfield, but Classics has an answer. A demolition, nobody home. Drippe should be able to tap this one in, and Evil Geniuses score first in game 2.
And I mean, talking about relying on the demos, the same thing happening right here. Corrupted G, that was just a perfect demo. You got to ask, where the heck was Sathu? You know, and AXB, where were they? They were just so far out of the play. That demo from Corrupted G just locking in that goal for EG.
Now Space Station Gaming needing to find a response. As AXB lofts this one, Sipical's up at Classics. Nearly had him beat. Sathu comes in, Corrupted G wins the challenge, but AXB now back to Sipical. Can Sipical find AXB back up on the field, looking for the shot? A great 1-2-1 and go to tie the game.
AXB, we were talking about his passing, but let's take a look at his shooting as well. Yeah. Setting, and this was just a beautiful give and go. I mean, look at that. That is textbook passing. AXB allowing himself to get into that shooting position from his first touch over to Sipical. So well done by Space Station Gaming, getting back into it. And those are the plays that you love seeing. I mean, I enjoy watching the EG plays, but the passing plays like that, just so gorgeous to watch.
Classics Corrupted G getting this one out after a scary kickoff attempt from Space Station. Sipical now up to Sathu. He's got AXB in the midfield, looks for him, but Drippe breaks up the pass. Corrupted G carrying this one along to the wall. Sathu and Sipical, neither one wanting to challenge. Sathu eventually goes in, wins. It'll be Drippe now who puts it back to midfield, and here comes the challenge from Sipical. Back over to AXB again, off the ceiling. Can anybody challenge? No one feels comfortable going for it. Corrupted G will get it away, but now Sipical maybe looking for Sathu. Gets bumped a little bit by Corrupted G, and Drippe's got a long booming clear all the way to the orange. It'll be AXB who picks this one up and dribbles it back to midfield.
Good challenge.
Classics tries by himself. It'll be Sathu trying to get it past Drippe, and it'll be AXB now. Just back and forth from both sides, alternating contact. Neither one really getting advantage, but Drippe with the miss. Sipical will put it in. He just put it onto the backboard, and the Aussie couldn't find it.
Yeah, this was, you know, a must-save situation for Drippe. He had to read that. You know, he might have been able to wait for the bounce instead of pre-jumping it like that, but, you know, he just really wanted to get up there quickly just in case somebody was going to be coming in hot. Misread it, and that's going to be an easy put-in for Space Station.
Evil Genius is not finding any rotation to come back and support him. There's a lot of alternating contact, but it was all happening in front of the orange box. Now here comes Corrupted G to find one following the kickoff. A nice setup from Classics. The defense couldn't manage to win any challenges. They tie the game.
Yeah, Sipical got a little caught out in no man's land. He had come out of net just a little bit too much, and the resulting bounce left him in a spot where he couldn't really deal with it. And Corrupted G just comes in, cleans up the rebound, and it's shaping up to be a bit of a slugfest.
Yeah, back and forth. Neither team finding the defense right now. Drippe out of his own corner. Up to Sipical, and now back in the midfield. Sathu airborne. No one really challenging well. An excellently placed shot from Sathu, but Drippe's got another follow from AXB, defended by Corrupted G, and it'll be Classics to put it back into the midfield to Corrupted. Back into the orange, trying to challenge and press their advantage. Sipical finds one, and Sathu finds the other. The ball will neutralize. It's Corrupted G winning one challenge on the wall. Sipical back out towards Sathu. Classics has him beat on the aerial challenge. Drippe now moving up. Classics looking for the bumps. Finds Sipical. Doesn't clear him very well, and Drippe couldn't get it into the box. Corrupted G now onto the corner of the wall. With 1:45 left to go, a tie game at 2 goals apiece in game number 2. After Space Station took the first one, Evil Geniuses have looked significantly better here.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Classics in the midfield, his challenges have been a lot better, more meaningful and effective, getting these 50-50 wins, helping his team put on a press. But we're still neck and neck.
AXB out. Typical airborne as well. Classics gets it away. Corrupted G, a nice pop to get it over the top of Sathu. AXB now up. No one pressing him. Corrupted G in the back with 1 minute and 11 seconds remaining. Sipical looks to get the backwards play over one. A nice turnaround and play towards the goal. Beats Classics as well, and it's all open for Sathu. Sends the shot high. Sipical tries to shut it down, but can't. Now Drippe on the breakaway down the field. He looks for the goal. He doesn't find AXB, and he will be able to bail Space Station out. What an opportunity that's come and gone.
Yeah, Sathu's kicking himself for that one. That was the perfect setup after a really mechanically gifted play there on that reverse jump into air dribble. And it looked like Sathu was going to be able to sink that shot. He just couldn't find his accuracy.
Drippe bumped off control. AXB now onto the backboard. Sathu airborne, and with Sipical behind to try and play cleanup. He's now airborne for it as well. Finds the dump into the box, but couldn't get it underneath the crossbar. Now Classics back down the field again. AXB over one, over two, into the corner, looking for a follow-up touch. Gets it out to his teammate. Sathu's airborne over the top, and Corrupted G is going to need one more, though, and Classics gets it off to the side. Now Sipical up. Drippe gets it away from him. 13 seconds remaining. Still a tie game as Classics goes for the carry down, and Drippe and Corrupted G press up to midfield. Drippe can't find contact. AXB slows this down, looking maybe to play for regulation, but now the beat past one. Might as well go for it. He and Sathu up at enemy territory, and it'll be Classics to send it away. Overtime in game number 2.
Yeah, and you know, you've got to wonder if how long EG can hold off. Space Station has had good opportunities. They've had good pressure. EG, not so much. But all it takes is one counterattacking opportunity or one mistake, and it could be over.
Sipical to Sathu, countered by Classics. Sipical again, the dump to Corrupted G. AXB now up on the wall. Corrupted going toe-to-toe with him. Back out to midfield. Sathu will play it away from Evil Geniuses. Down to the corner, Drippe's got this one, and it'll be Classics up, looking for his teammate. Back down to him, looking for the pass into the midfield. Corrupted G comes up, but is a little bit far back, and the pass is far forward. No contact going to happen. AXB's up. Where's the backboard? Drippe sends this down, and it'll be Sipical onto the wall. Classics with the read on the contact. Drops it right back to Sipical, who flicks it over the top of Corrupted G. A back-and-forth affair, both teams with opportunities. But nothing really in the box yet. No meaningful scoring opportunities in overtime here of game 2.
Yeah, and I mean, Classics had overextended there, but used it to his advantage by getting a demo on an unsuspecting player. But still, Space Station Gaming has been cool under this pressure, and now they have a chance on the counter.
Corrupted G now back out. Ball stays at midfield past the 1 minute mark. Corrupted G past one, AXB up. Sipical across the field.
Excellent defense.
Stop to the side. Sipical had it red. Now back into the middle. Sathu's airborne. Corrupted G will have this. Gets it back to Classics in the midfield, but AXB wins the challenge again. AXB's midfield play continuing to benefit Space Station. Classics, no contact. Corrupted G has to play neutral. Now back to Drippe, but Sipical's got him this time. Now back out to Sathu. This one lofted. AXB moves in quickly to try and see if he can find the winning shot. It's back into the box once more. Sathu doesn't find it, but that baits Classics up. Sipical sends it in, and that's Space Station with 2 games under their belt, 1 away from the sweep.
And this was just extended pressure. You see, Classics just 18 boosts in the tank, not much to deal with. Drippe, the last one on the line, and the extended pressure from Space Station, too much for EG.
I love the positioning from Sipical. It's something we wouldn't normally see in overtime. 3 players that far up, making them if they miss, it can be an easy breakaway. But here's the thing, Evil Geniuses, multiple time in the final minutes of regulation and moving into overtime, had situations where they were pinned in their box, the shots goes just wide, and they have this easy breakaway down the field that they are not able to convert into a goal. And I feel like Space Station, understanding we're not, the breakaway has not been a threat. We have not been scored on a breakaway just yet. Let's pressure them, bait Classics in the air, find the shot on the quick follow-up as Drippe has to cover the near post. No, it wins them the game.
Yeah, I mean, there was even a counterattack chance at the end there with Classics finding Drippe, and Drippe wasn't able to put much behind the ball. So you're right, the EG attack pretty one-dimensional, and Space Station has been handling that quite well, whereas Space Station, they have just been, you know, controlling the tempo, controlling the pace. We saw the give and go play.
Yeah, that was so good.
That was, yeah, an excellent passing, and just all around, Space Station just a little bit quicker to the ball than EG. The things that are going well for EG is that still the demos have been working out for them, at least to get some goals, but they're not getting the wins, right?
Yeah,
so is it really enough?
It's like the demos are there, the bumps are there, but we've seen moments of, I forget which, I think it was Corrupted G, like going to the corner, sends the ball in, goes through, gets a bump on Sypical, and the follow-up from Drippe just can't get the ball in front of the box. Like there was no, they couldn't manage to set it up to score when they are getting the bumps. So bits and pieces there, but not the whole package right now.
We will need to see more from EG on the offensive side, certainly.
Sypical and AXB, double advance. Sypical setting this one up. Classics to clear it away. A one challenge, Corrupted G at midfield will send it to the far orange side. Now over the top of Drippe, back across and into the blue. AXB onto the backboard. Sathu up, but Drippe will get it away. Sypical comes back in onto the backboard once more. It's been all Space Station so far in game number 3.
And you know, if Space Station drops this game, you know, then they might start hearing some demons, because they'd be in the exact same situation last week with G2, where if they lose that game 4, then it would start getting very precarious. So now if they close this out, I think this would be redemption for them from last week, dropping that reverse sweep to G2.
And a massive confidence booster from the team that we have always said is just outside the big 3. To come in as a promoted team and manage to sweep them would feel excellent. Gives some nice confidence moving into week number 3. Sathu and Sypical now looking to move out. Corrupted G bails on the challenge. Sathu's up. He's got AXB down in the midfield looking for Classics' contact. He'll move onto the wall, see if he can connect with a teammate here. So he dumps it back into the box. Corrupted G is soft touch, but AXB is right there. Sathu now back in. Sypical in the middle, looking for the connection. He finds it. Oh my goodness, there was defenders galore, and it didn't matter.
Yeah, you could see it. Classics and Corrupted G both expecting this. They both saw the lane, but Sypical was just too fast. Sathu, everyone on the field knew exactly what Sathu was trying to do and what Space Station was trying to do, and EG still could not stop them.
If you're able to pre-jump passes like that, there's not much a defender's going to be able to do. The Space Station Gaming have all they need here to get the sweep. A long midfield shot will tie it up, leaving them open there here in game 3.
Yeah, and you can see there, Corrupted G actually made AXB swerve a little bit by driving towards him, looking like he was going to come in for a bump. And that threw off AXB enough to where Drippe was able to get the angle on that dunk. So again, physical play helping out EG, and, you know, a good response from them. But we're still not seeing a lot of incredible passing plays, but look at that snipe!
He's coming right back in. Classics gets the lead over for Evil Geniuses. Corrupted G puts some pressure on, and Sypical puts it into the corner. Classics finds the read on the far post. Excellent placement.
Yeah, AXB was sitting in net, but he was near post. He probably thought if he needed to, he could half flip into the save, but Classics just plastered the ball in far post. Just an excellently placed shot. No save in that one.
Just like that, we're back to the drawing board for Space Station. The pass play starting to come out for Evil Geniuses a bit more.
And you saw Drippe waiting in the middle for that. It was just Corrupted G needed to get a little less height and have that come out a little more into the mid. But the idea is there. They just need to work on that execution.
What challenge from Sathu. Sypical adjusting to pick it up afterwards. AXB now with a back pass. This one might be a little bit too high. It's Corrupted G now out. Sypical beating 2. Classics, the last man back. AXB gets it over the top of him. Corrupted G will rotate into goal behind. Sypical now set up in the midfield. Fall back as Classics gets all of this one. Keeps it up on the ceiling. Now Corrupted G in with another shot. Sypical will get it away. But the pressure's starting to
love that from Typical.
Beat it Drippe as well. Right here at halftime, AXB out. Sathu airborne from the side. Get it to the corner. Now Typical turning back in.
Typical doing a really good job as third man right now. Even that last play, not only did he get the save, but he passed it to himself to get the pop by a second defender. So taking, a player out of the game as well as making the save, that was huge. So Space Station looking solid still despite being down.
AXB took a shot, it was a bit high. Now Sathu on the wall, maybe looking to pop it out to a teammate, gets it past 2. Here comes Typical onto the wall, it goes. It'll be Sathu now, the back pass AXB, but Drippe getting up in his grill. Be able to get it away this time, but Drippe again. So much chaos created in the orange half is now a pass back in on the blue side. Sathu looks for it, doesn't find it. Now Classics versus Corrupted G versus Typical. Can the 2v1 go? No, Typical gets off to the side, and Drippe not quite there. Would have been quite the commitment on offense with the lead. And respect them just keeping the pressure on.
That was the right idea from EG again, trying to go and have a player come in and clear out the net. But just solid defense, and Corrupted G, maybe, a chance to go for a double tap, but depending on how much boost, it might not have been feasible.
Drippe and Classics right on top of each other as Corrupted G lurks in the midfield, now moving into the corner. Typical gets it past him in a drag race down. It'll be Drippe in the back who gets it away. Now off the ceiling. AXB a pop and follow. 1 minute remaining, down by 1. Sathu up 2, and it's just Classics in net. Finds the shot, but Classics able to get up onto the crossbar and send it away. Now the pressure starting to build here from Typical and company as AXB gets it onto the backboard. Corrupted G and Classics, a bit of a double commitment, leaving just Drippe in net. Sathu gets it over the top of 2, and Drippe, his contact goes onto the wall, but AXB's there. The pass into Typical, is shot behind.
Oh
and
my!
Classics gets the save. What a play to keep him with the lead.
Classics has been clutch in net. Now, Corrupted G with a wide open net. Oh my, Classics deserves all the credit though for EG keeping that ball out, but then a miss there from Sathu.
Yeah.
And that's all EG needed.
That was a rough touch, and that one, I think, keeps Evil Geniuses alive in the series. On the brink of elimination, on the brink of losing this one with 30 seconds left. Hey, there's a shot. Okay, maybe we're back to normal here. 30 seconds left. Still a window of opportunity for Space Station. Here.
Yeah, and that was just a nightmare bounce. You see Corrupted G, the ball in the air, coming backwards. Typical has position to get there first. That's just the worst kickoff you can hope for. We'll see if Space Station, 30 seconds left, can come back and force overtime yet again.
One pass Typical Classic with a shot. AXB gets it off the corner and out, keeping their hopes and dreams alive. And Corrupted G can't find that one. AXB wins another challenge. It's up to Classics as this ball is screaming into his own half. He pops it a bit high, and AXB looks for the read. Now out to Sathu. The bump from Drippe onto Sathu will maybe win them this game. As Drippe following it along, gets the pinch long ways down the field, but Typical. Sathu thinks about it, but the field's front flip man maybe low on boost. Pops down to Typical. He puts it in. What a positioning. The failure on to clear that one away from him sends us to overtime.
Drippe had such a better line on this ball, and Corrupted G, out of all the places on the field to hit the ball, that was the one spot that you cannot hit it. So just a massive mistake. Literally
on to Typical's bumper. And after having a 2-goal lead with 30 seconds left, we are now in overtime. The Evil Geniuses, some disaster. Can they redeem this game and win the overtime? Classics past 1, now back in the middle. Corrupted G's moving up, but he's not in the air, and Typical gets it past him. Drippe tries to play damage control and gets it back into the orange box. AXB, not a great touch. Drippe will drop another shot, but this one's soft enough that Sathu gets it past as Classics challenges, and now moving down the field with the dribble. Corrupted G neutralizes the contact back to the side, but AXB now back into the box, and it will be Classics to clear it away. Corrupted G now. Back in, Sathu onto the side, moving up. Drippe wins the challenge, but AXB already there. Classics winning another one. Typical up. Alongside Sathu. Drippe's challenge doesn't go anywhere. Classics in the corner, 2 players. He gets bumped open. AXB now to turn and try and set up Typical. Here comes Typical into the air. Now it's off the buzzer. That's all 3 players out. Sathu just has to get it under the crossbar. Classics, what a recovery. Putting the team on his back, keeping them alive on the defense. As 3 players were out, he recovered in time.
That was Classics' 5th save. No one else on EG has the save. Classics has been doing well on defense. But right now, EG fighting for their series life.
Oh no, Drippe drops it on his head. He's hooked back to Typical and into the corner and out. The sweep for Space Station Gaming on Evil Geniuses. What a game.
And again, infield passing. Sathu right on a platter for Sypical. Classics tried his best, but crossbar down. Space Station ended. They absolutely stole that game. EG, you've got to feel for him.